Hey there, how are you? Audrey Ziegler here. I'm so thankful and grateful to connect here with you on the YouTube channel. First things first, go ahead and like and subscribe so that you are first and foremost to get all the new things, all the learning, all the good stuff. We chat about all kinds of wellness things, gardening tips, homeschool tips, all kinds of fantastic stuff here, so you don't want to miss out on any of that. Today we're actually going to talk about fall gardening and how it is not too late for you to start your fall garden and make sure you get the most out of your season. We love utilizing our garden all year long as much as possible. Depending on where you are growing in and what zone you are in is really going to depend on what you're able to plant this late in the season and how long you have. So the first thing you need to be able to do is to check out when your average frost date is. And you can easily do that on the Farmer's Almanac site. Google it, all the good things. It'll let you know an average frost date. Then you're going to be able to really count backwards, and that will let you know if you can direct sow some of your things or if you need to start from plants. This can tell you really quickly what kind of stuff you're going to be able to have time to grow in and what you're not going to be able to grow in. Know that the weather is not always predicted accurately, right? So you're going to lose some things and you're going to have variations. So you want to make sure that you sow enough and you plant enough that you have room for those kind of things to come up when it comes to that. But that all being said, there is plenty of time to be able to grow some stuff, even from seed. So great things to grow in the fall are all the things that don't love the heat. I am in Texas, so that is a deterrent for a lot of things, but we get a longer season in the fall, so I'm actually able to grow a lot more things that typically people in the northern half of the United States can grow all summer. I can't because it's super hot, but I get to grow it in the fall instead. So some of those things are a lot of the leafy greens. So those are spinaches, those are lettuce, kale, collards, all kinds of different chards. All kinds of really fantastic greens are able to grow really well in the fall. And that is something that you can easily start from seed. And they are so easy to just direct sow into really high quality soil. That's going to make the biggest difference. You want to make sure you have high quality soil, whether you are doing in-ground or you're doing raised bed or you are doing a pot. You want to make sure you have really good high quality soil as well. So you can do those greens from seed. Even now, you'll have plenty of time to be able to do that. And a lot of those you can actually, if you have them in a container, you can take them inside in case you do get some random frost super early. You're able to be able to do that. But they can actually take a lot of really cold weather and actually taste better once they do that. So such a great option to be able to have. We do it both in ground and in a raised bed, so it's a great option to be able to have in multiple places too. So other great things to be able to grow in the fall are cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower and cabbages. Those are so fantastic to grow because they do not like the heat. They do like the cooler weather. Depending on where you are, whether you can start them from seed or you can start them from a plant, it will depend on how far north you are. Even for me, I have mine as plants already. I usually start my seeds in about mid-June. I will plant my seeds and then I will have plants to actually plant into the ground by the end of August, beginning of September. And I have, a good size plants to be able to put in the ground. So if you don't have plants, that may not be something that you'd be able to do this year, but you do know that you can get some plants totally to be able to get those plants, and you can put those cruciferous vegetables in your garden for the fall. Some other great things that you can grow in the fall are root vegetables like carrots and radishes and turnips. Those are fantastic things to be able to grow in the fall. They love the cold. They actually taste sweeter. When they get a little bit of closer to the frost line, they actually taste so much better. These are ones you can grow in a raised bed or in ground, depending on what kind of soil that you have, or even in pots. You can grow them in pots as well. This is something that you can grow from seed. So regardless of where you are, you're able to grow them right now as you're heading into the fall. Last thing that you can be able to grow this time of the year, two things actually, is you can put your flower bulbs into the ground. So your spring flower bulbs, you're going to be able to put those into the ground. Depending on where you are, how close you can be. I have to wait a little bit because I'm still warm. But as you get into October, November, you can start planting those spring bulbs in the ground and have some beautiful spring bulbs to be able to have when spring does come around again. Last thing is herbs. Herbs you can succession seed meaning taking the seeds off, the ones that have kind of gone to seed through the summer and the heat, like cilantro and parsley and dill and chives and all kinds of good things. You can take the seed off and succession sow them right back in the soil and have even more fresh herbs. You can even put some of those in a pot and have those later as well. Herbs are so easy to be able to grow, and they grow wonderfully in the fall. So those are some fantastic ideas when it comes to growing in the fall. If you have questions or you are growing your own garden here in the fall, I would love to hear what you're growing, how you're growing, questions that you have, and connect with me there. I will see you guys later. I hope that you have a great rest of your day and enjoy that fall garden.